Mend your lives, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is now. The kingdom of heaven has been now. He said he was returning, he wouldn't leave. I won't leave you as orphans, but I will come. It is better that I go, that you might receive the promise. So did he not come? Is it not what Joel prophesied about? For these are the things that the prophet Joel prophesied about, that in the last days he shall pour out his spirit on all flesh. He'd make young men have visions, and old men dream dreams. For in that day, declares the Lord, I will pour out my spirit. Cloven tongues of fire, speaking in an unknown language that sounds like gibberish to the natural ear, but to the spiritual ear, every person of a different dialect in there heard with their spiritual ears their own language being spoke. They knew what message was being declared and proclaimed. To the undiscerning and the unwise, it sounds like a fairy tale. To the undiscerning and the unwise, schooled in the schools of man, in the thoughts of man, in the ways of man, they don't recognize. So it begs the question, and it's come many times, in many different ways, in many places, in many... I can't count them. And what comes is the question, are we in, or more often than not, is, do you think we're in the last days? And my answer to you is this. We've been in the last days. We are in the last days of the last days. The last days of the last days. That's where we're at. You do well to look at the sky and say, it's pink or red and there's going to be storms. Or to know when the hot Texas wind blows up into Oklahoma, but you don't see the times we're in. We don't see what's going on with the economy. These things always lead to the inevitable. There's nothing new under the sun. For what is happening now has happened before, for God requires the things of old. So did he come? Did he send, make available that precious spirit from above that descends like a dove? Is that not what his cousin said? John the Baptizer, right here in a river like this. He who comes after me is greater than me. I must decrease so he can increase. I baptize you with water for the remission of sins, but he will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. It's not a tunnel, folks. It's not a silly gimmick. It's not jazz hands. It is the purifying fires and trials and troubles that we go through, because it is through many tribulations that one enters the kingdom of heaven. A spiritual kingdom with a spiritual king while everyone's looking to a man. The prophet Jeremiah in the 17th chapter says, "Cursed is he who puts his trust in man and makes flesh his strength, or flesh his arm. But blessed is the man who makes the Lord his strength." Right? It's those who will be led beside still waters, who will lie down in green pastures, to inherit the inheritance that is for them in a personal way, because he's that personal. I declare to you that he has come. And he came bearing gifts. Apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, and pastors. For the equipping of the saints. Not for fame, not for notoriety, not for the praise and honor of men. You'll learn to count all those things dung. You have one Father, he's in heaven. You have one teacher, he's the Christ. And only a disciple can make a disciple. You can offer coffee, smiles, programs. Fellowship. Compassion, love. All good things. But only a disciple can make a disciple. There is no other way. Who do people say that I am? Some say you're a prophet. Some say you're Jeremiah. Some say you're John the Baptist. Some say you're Elijah. But who do you say I am? And Peter responds, "You're the Messiah. You're the Christ. Blessed are you, Simon Peter, for my Father in heaven has revealed this to you, and not man. Upon this rock I will build." What he's building is holy stones being knit together as a habitation, because he doesn't dwell in the buildings of man, but in the hearts of man. In the vision of Ezekiel's temple, there's missing items from the temple. And Paul says, "Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? Then why do we do the things we do with our bodies? Defile it, join them to those who shouldn't be joined to, abuse it, misuse it." And if your body is the temple, what was inside the temple? It was an Ark of a Covenant that contained the presence of God, but there were 3 items in there